Welcome back, race fans. I hope you checked out the Olympic Rally Tournament. If you did, then you already know 16 drivers got bounced in the first round. But everybody loves a comeback story, so we're going to give them a second chance in this redemption tournament. We'll have 2 groups of 8 in a battle royal for survival of the fittest. So what's the end game? The top 3 redemption drivers will challenge the medalists from the Olympic tournament. That's Daniel Bear McKay, Queen Annie Crowhurst, and Dale Taylor in a 6-car, 6-lap brawl to close out the series. So starting in the back row, from left to right, we got Stormtrooperson in the 65 Galaxy, John Receiver in the 66 Ford Fairlane, Prince TJ in the 2018 Subaru SVX, Dreddy in the 70 Cuda, JD Else in the 68 Roadrunner, Troy Wright in the 87 Mustang GT, Kevin Rose in the BMW M3, and Wild Mike Noble in the Custom Auto. The keys to victory: win the lap for bonus points. And with 8 drivers, your best chances from the front row. Don't DNF, you'll get 0 points, plus you'll give a point to the lap winner. Okay, show us what you got. Let's race. Trooperson and Receiver in the front row. Trooperson, Receiver leading the group into turn 2. Coming around, Trooperson still leading, Receiver flip. Noble and Rose in the turn 3. And Trooperson is all alone. The others have just imploded. And I think one other driver's coming. Here comes Rose and then rule number 1, fill up that tank before you leave home. He runs out of gas and Wright saunters on by. So scoring is 9 points for first, 7 for second, 6 for third, on down the line. 1 point for last place, and a DNF is a 0. The lap winner gets a bonus point for each DNF in his or her lap. Top 3 advance to the finals. So huge points for Trooperson with 6 DNFs. Wright made it through the logjam for second. Trooperson and Noble in the front row. Noble, Rose, Wright leading into turn 2. Trooperson trying to crash the party down the backstretch, turn 3. And Noble's in cruise control. He takes it. Then Rose, Wright, JD Else, Trooperson, Receiver, and Prince TJ. So Trooperson is still leading with Wright 6 back, and Noble hit the scene at 9 back. Rose and Noble in the front row. Rose, Noble, JD Else leading into turn 2. Now Rose and Wright pulling away down the backstretch, turn 3. And Wright overtakes Rose, coming in, sliding sideways to the finish line, and he takes it. JD is on his roof. Woohoo! Noble, Dreddy, and Trooperson finishing. And looky here, Wright has taken over the lead with Trooperson 2 back and Noble 7 back. But keep an eye on Rose, he's only 1 behind Noble. Wright and Rose in the front row. Wright, Rose, JD Else, Dreddy single file into turn 2. Wright, Rose, JD pulling ahead down the straight into turn 3. And Wright pulls ahead down the middle to the finish. Then Rose, JD Else, then Dreddy, Noble, and a few more. Prince TJ, Trooperson, and Receiver. So at the halfway point, Wright with a 9-point lead over Trooperson. Rose has now taken over 3rd place with 21 points. JD and Wright in the front row. And the group is all log jammed into turn 2. Now JD and Wright pulling away down the straight. Dreddy and Rose trailing turn 3. And it's JD Else all alone for the win. Then Wright and Rose and Dreddy roadblocks the finish line, leaving Noble, TJ, Trooperson all dressed up and nowhere to go. So JD Else with that massive bonus point victory has taken over 2nd place from Trooperson. Wright still leading with 40 points. Rose in 3rd with 27. Dreddy and JD Else in the front row. JD, Wright, Dreddy leading the way into turn 2. And JD pulling away again. Wright, Dreddy, TJ, Receiver chasing turn 3. And it's JD all alone again to the finish line. Then Wright, Dreddy, Receiver, TJ, Noble, Rose, and Trooperson. So Wright and JDL's creating some distance with 47 and 40 points. Rose a distant third with 29 points. Prince TJ and Dreddy in the front row. And it's Dreddy leading the log jam into turn 2. Coming around, Dreddy, Prince TJ, JDL's right receiver Rose into turn 3. And Dreddy is still leading the pack all the way to the finish line. Tight one. JDL's right receiver, TJ, Noble, Rose, and Trooperson. So no change on the leaderboard. Wright, JDL's, and Rose with 1 lap to go. Receiver and Prince TJ in the front row. TJ and receiver leading the pack into turn 2. Now receiver pulling away, TJ trailing down the backstretch turn 3. And receiver flips, still sliding. TJ and Dreddy are plowing him down the track all the way for the win. Then Wright, Noble, and Rose. So Troy Wright, JDL's, and Kevin Rose, those are your 3 advancers. Well, that was kind of wild. Let's do it again. Starting from the back, left to right. We got Sharky in the Roger Dodger looking for his first points. Andy McBrien in the Porsche Panamera. Cesar Macias in the Mercedes GLE. Juicy J in the 70 Cuda. Tiki J in the 79 Nova. Liam Taylor in the 70 Charger. Father Mark Taylor in the 68 Charger. And Sean Matthew in the 98 Mustang. Sharky McBrien in the front row. Sharky leading the pack into turn 2. Coming around, somebody flipped back there, and Sharky's running away. Where was this in the prelims? Turn 3. Here comes Mark Taylor coming up fast, but Sharky takes it. Then Mark Taylor, Matthew, and then Liam Taylor. And that's about it. So welcome to the races as Sharky scores his first points in the tournament. And it's a whopper with 4 DNF bonus points. The 2 Taylors and Matthew, your other 3 finishers. Sharky and Matthew in the front row. And it's Matthew and Mark Taylor side by side into turn 2. Now Matthew, Sharky, Liam Taylor, McBrien down the backstretch, turn 3. Coming around, Matthew, Mark Taylor, sparks flying side by side. Taylor cuts him off for the win. Then Sharky, Tiki J, Juicy J, McBrien, and Macias. So we got Sharky, Matthew, Mark Taylor, your early leaders, but remember, they had front row starts early. We'll see how the others do when they have front row starts. Mark Taylor and Matthew in the front row. Mark Taylor, Matthew leading into turn 2. Mark Taylor, Matthew, Liam Taylor, Sharky in the chase pack down into turn 3. Matthew flips. Mark Taylor's all alone. Liam Taylor flips too. Who's left? It's Sharky, the lone driver. A supersized bonus point win for Mark Taylor jumps him from 3rd to 1st with 29 points. Sharky's next with 26, and Matthew's 3rd with 16. These 3 are the only drivers in double digits. Mark and Liam Taylor, father and son in the front row. Mark, Liam, Tiki J leading into turn 2. Then Mark, Liam, Tiki J separating down the lane, turn 3. Mark showboats a 180. Liam skateboards the rail sideways. Then Tiki J, Juicy J, Sharky, Macias, and McBrien. So at the halfway point, Mark Taylor and Sharky are way out in front at 39 and 30 points. Matthew's 3rd with 16 points. Tiki J and Liam in the front row. Liam and Tiki J leading sideways into turn 2. Liam, Tiki, Matthew, a roof slider, and Juicy J down the backstretch, turn 3 to the finish. Liam comes through, Liam flips, Tiki J flips too. What is this, a TikTok challenge or something? Then Juicy J and Sharky, the other 2 finishers. So big win for Liam Taylor. He takes over 3rd from Matthew with 25 points. Mark Taylor still leading with 39 points, and Sharky is 2nd with 35 points. Juicy J, Tiki J in the front row. And it's Tiki and Juicy sideways leading into turn 2. Tiki J's now separating from the chase pack down the lane, turn 3. All alone in reverse. coming down for the win. Then Juicy J, Liam Taylor, McBrien, and then Sharky is out of petrol. I thought we learned that in the other lap. And that's why they call him Sneaky Tiki J. With that win, he has quietly tiptoed into third place tie with Liam Taylor at 31 points. Mark Taylor still at 39 and Sharky still at 35. But as you can see, that gap is closing. Macias and Juicy J in the front row. Macias sideways leading the group into turn 2. Macias, Juicy J, McBrien, Sharky down the backstretch, turn 3. Macias flips, roof sliding, the group plowing him down the alley. Juicy J stuck behind him. Here's McBrien sneaking in for the steal and the win. Oh, we got to see that one again. So we got Macias on his roof. Juicy J trying to find an opening. He finally does, but in an act of thievery, McBrien floors it for the steal. Then Juicy J, Liam Taylor, Macias, Tiki J, and Matthew. And another shift. Mark Taylor is still leading with 39 points, but Liam is now second with 37 points, and Sneaky Tiki J and Sharky are tied at 35 points. One more lap. McBrien and Macias in the front row. McBrien, Sharky, Macias leading the group into turn 2. McBrien, Sharky, and from nowhere, Mark Taylor sneaking up on the inside turn 3. Here comes McBrien, and Mark Taylor has made up a ton of ground. He's coming in second. Then Sharky, Juicy J, Matthew, Macias, and Liam Taylor. And there you have it, race fans. We got Mark Taylor, Sharky, a very nice comeback for Sharky, by the way, and Liam Taylor. Those three advance to the finals. And we waste no time moving on to the finals. From the back, left to right, we got Sharky, Liam Taylor, Mark Taylor. In the front, from left to right, Kevin Rose, JD Else, and Troy Wright. The top 3 out of this group will take on the 3 Olympians from the main tournament. 6 drivers, 6 laps. Let's race. Rose and Liam in the front row. Oh no, Sharky flies off the track. Rose, Liam, Wright leading into turn 2. Liam pulls it. Oh, Rose flies off the track. Huh? Liam is all alone into turn 3, headed to the finish line, did a 180, and then Wright and JD Elst. Oh my goodness. So Liam with the early and sizable lead, 5 and 6 points over Wright and JD Elst. DNFs for the others. Rose and Wright in the front row. Wright and Rose leading a jammed up group into turn 2. Now Wright sideways, Rose breaking through turn 3, coming around. Now Rose is sideways, and Wright battles back, and he takes over the lead for the win. Nice back and forth. Liam, Sharky, Mark Taylor, 3, 4, and 5. Wow, what a battle. So we got Liam still leading, but Wright is now 1 behind at 13 points. Rose has passed JD Else for 3rd place. JD and Wright in the front row. JD, Wright, Mark Taylor leading into turn 2. Wright pulls ahead with Mark Taylor past JD Else. Here comes Sharky to the party, turn 3. Wright's all alone to the finish. Then Mark Taylor, Sharky, Rose, and is Liam going to coast on in? Yes, Liam coasts on in. So at the halfway point, we've got Wright extending his lead with 21 points. Liam at 16 and Rose with 8. Mark Taylor and JD in the front row. Mark Taylor leading the pack into turn 2. Now Mark, JD, Sharky, Wright down the backstretch, turn 3. Mark Taylor straight down the middle to the finish. Then JD Else, Sharky, Wright, Liam Taylor, and Rose. So Wright still leading with 24 points. Liam Taylor has moved into second with 18. And Mark Taylor is hanging on with 14. 2 more laps. Sharky and Mark Taylor in the front row. Sharky, Liam Taylor, Mark Taylor leading into turn 2. And the chase back is closing on Sharky with 2 Taylors leading into turn 3. Liam is surging ahead. Sharky fighting to hold off the youngster, and he takes it. Mark Taylor 3rd, JD Else, and Wright. So Wright and Liam Taylor still 1st and 2nd, but with that bonus point win, Sharky has taken over that 3rd position from Mark Taylor. Final lap coming up, and Sharky's in the front row. Liam Taylor and Sharky in the front row. Sharky sideways, the group jams up into turn 2. Now Liam Taylor takes over from Sharky. Mark Taylor flips turn 3. And Liam flips, he's sliding. Sharky's plowing him. Here comes Rose's backup, pushing him to the finish line. JD Else is picking up the rear. So with a little help, Liam Taylor gets the lap and series win. Wright second and Sharky third. So our redemption medalists are Sharky with the bronze, Troy Wright with the silver, and the redemption gold medalist from Riley's Racing DRC, Liam Taylor. Congratulations, drivers! Now, we ain't done yet, folks. We're going to step right into the Grudge match I mentioned earlier. So we got 6 seed Sharky from Vulcan Raceway, number 5 seed Troy Wright from Adult Diecast Racing, number 4 seed Liam Taylor from Riley's Racing DRC, and our Olympic medalist, number 3 seed Queen Annie Crowhurst from Queen Bee Racing, number 2 seed Dale Taylor from Hillbilly Racing, and our Olympic champion and number 1 seed Daniel Bear McKay from Rabbit Shetland Racing. Nothing beats a good Grudge match. Good luck, drivers! Let's race. Sharky and Wright in the front row. Sharky leading the group into turn 2. Sharky all alone, trouble for Crowhurst back there, turn 3. Sharky flies off the track again. Here comes Bear and Dale Taylor to the finish line. It's those two, then Wright and Liam Taylor. So the champion Bear takes the first lap. Dale Taylor, Wright, and Liam Taylor, 2, 3, and 4. Crowhurst and Sharky with a DNF. Sharky and Bear in the front row. Bear, Dale Taylor, Crowhurst leading into turn 2. Now Bear pulling away from the pack down the lane, turn 3. He's all alone to the finish. Then Dale Taylor, Crowhurst, Wright, Liam Taylor. And the DNF Boogeyman is back for Sharky. So Bear and Dale Taylor creating some distance with 17 and 10 points. Wright's in the bronze position with 7 points. Dale Taylor and Bear in the front row. It's Bear and Sharky leading their group into turn 2. Now Dale Taylor and the chase pack catch up to the whole group jammed into turn 3, coming around, and as Bear and Sharky, Liam Taylor flips. Those two will take it, then Dale Taylor, Crowhurst, and Wright. So at the halfway point, Bear is in gold with an 11-point lead over Dale Taylor in silver. Wright is 5 back with bronze. Crowhurst and Dale Taylor in the front row. Crowhurst and Liam Taylor leading into turn 2. Whoa, Bear rockets off the track. Crowhurst leading down the backstretch. Liam and Dale Taylor chasing. And it's Queen Annie to the finish. Then Liam, Dale, Sharky, and Wright. And let's take another look at Bear going airborne. Look at the middle of your screen. He hits that nitrogen boost, and bam! He doesn't catch the turn. He just flies off the track. So Queen Annie's lap win moves her into the bronze position and is 3 behind Dale Taylor for the silver. Bear is still leading by 7. Liam and Crowhurst in the front row. And it's Liam Taylor leading the pack into turn 2. Now Liam, Sharky, Crowhurst, Wright, single file into turn 3. And Sharky's off the track. Crowhurst flip. It's Liam Taylor leading to the finish. Then Wright, Bear, and Dale Taylor got caught behind Queen Annie for the DNF. So Liam Taylor with that triple bonus point win jumps up to silver. Bear still gold with a 9-point lead. And Dale Taylor has moved back to bronze. Final lap coming up. Wright and Liam Taylor in the front row. And it's Wright, Liam, Sharky leading into turn 2. Now Wright creating some distance. Liam and Sharky leading the chase back down turn 3. And it's all Wright to the finish line. Then Sharky sneaking up past Liam for second. Dale edges out Crowhurst. And Bear picking up the rear. And winning that lap has moved Wright into the bronze medal position. Just 1 behind Liam Taylor. And the number 1 seed, Bear, takes it. So we gave him a second chance and they made the best of it. Congratulations to bronze medalist Troy Wright, silver medalist Liam Taylor, and for the second time, our gold medalist and Grudge match champion from Rabbit Shetland Racing, Daniel Bear McKay. Thank you so much for following this series, race fans, and thanks to the driver for their participation. Make sure you check us out on Facebook at Slingshot 360 Diecast Racing. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the races.